They've got Aqua on his Morphling, and he's carried them so many times on heroes like this. Right, and they've got the means to fight back. They have very, very strong team fight on Chicken Fighters. My concern at the moment is now that this IO has been shifted to 4, if this IO and Slardar lane can completely dominate, they might just snowball them the same way that they did last game because their cooldowns are a bit high, and Storm isn't necessarily the best equipped hero to fight early game, right? He does need to hit like 1 item timing before he's super effective.
Sure, and I do see that with Into the Breach's cores, these are cores that could get pretty tanky pretty quickly, right? The Slardar, Kunkka, and Razor. If they get an item under their belt, they're not going to be nice heroes to initiate on at all. It's always going to be the chance, especially with the backup of the IO, for a turnaround to come into play.
And this is going to be an even fight because there aren't any hard counters to be concerned about. The only issue at the moment for Chicken Fighters is just getting these lanes snowballed. But every lane besides the IO Slardar lane should do fine, honestly. We'll see how it goes.
And of course, overall in the game, this AA is going to be a nice little solution to that of heals of Tana.
Also, I must say, having a Kunkka mid is very different than having a snowballing Ember Spirit. When you have a snowballing Ember Spirit, you feel like that hero can have presence on 3 lanes very quickly. He can be that hero to just go in and initiate, whereas now Slardar has to play more of that initiator type of role. And Azantic might not be able to have the explosive kind of gameplay that he had last game. And it's going to make everything look a lot different, honestly, because that Ember played a huge part in why Aqua couldn't find any farm.
That's true, yeah. Zantic's sort of movements around the map were pretty insane. I still have that global presence once again from the IO, but as you say, it won't be quite as easily backed up as it was last game. From Into the Breach. Well, see top lane. Easy curry there for Pexu. Symmetrical getting it called out whilst it was rather far in the lane.
In bot lane, we just see Era and LeBron 1v1ing each other on the side. Just following each other around, going in circles. That's my favorite thing as a position 4 player, when you just kind of grab the 5 and you just chase each other around. It's a good time.
I mean, and if that continues to happen, like sort of the support attention drawn away from that lane, like how does this sort of matchup go in the lane? Like, does the Razor win because of the static link, or is the Mars fine because he's always going to have the ability to push back the Razor?
I think this lane's going to be pretty difficult for Razor, just because you don't necessarily think of Nyx as the strongest position 5 type of hero. And if the lane's pushed in like it is now, Razor can miss last hits under tower. If the lane goes out to the side of Chicken Fighters, Willow and Mars are very potent heroes in killing their enemies if they misstep, right? What's Razor going to do against Brambles into Spear? His static link isn't going to be that useful. He just gets pushed away.
See top. CS so far has been pretty tough here for Aqua. Just the 3 last hits against the Tenor Symmetrical. Difficult start here for the Morph.
But they do have that big camp blocked out on top lane. So Aqua can make sure that the wave is always going to be nearest tower, unless Tanner goes for sentry D-ward side kind of and pulls the lane back. Aqua should be able to at least secure some CS for himself from where he's standing.
Bottom. Things kept a little more even. 8 for 4, 6 for 1. Shad only slightly behind. Once again, Era pushing LeBron away, but never really quite be able to finish him off with the potential of a Spike Carapace and an Impale. I'll turn the attention over towards Shad though. Let's get the link going, but a quick spear ends the Brambles. Will stop Shad from being able to get anything more out of Jibe. Might be able to take down Era though.
Should have Shadow.
Ooh. One more hit after the Shadow Realm would take him out, but he's got the salve.
Oh, Era was living on the edge there.
He would.
Trying to stay for as long as possible. If Carapace had been higher level, that would have been dangerous.
Very, very close stuff down on the bottom lane.
But yeah, just a better trade for Chicken Fighters overall, because Shad's out of mana now. He only has 1 stick torch. Can't even secure last hits with Plasma Field.
Just struggling to step up at all now. Level 3 on Jibe. Knows there's going to be quite the punch coming into play. Level 2 spear across a couple of Brambles. Will hurt a lot.
Little sidestepping going around.
Top lane. Symmetrical finally able to break the silence here with the first blood on Pexu. They've been looking pretty scary already, the two of them up here.
And all it takes is one misstep from AA into a Slardar stun with that IO overcharge, and he should be dead, right? Even with the wave so close to their tower, they can just make their way through the trees and go for plays like this. So very, very scary lane up here.
Yeah, they have no trouble diving. Oh, you see here, yeah. Once he's caught in the beginning of that combo, there is no escaping it whatsoever, and it's going to be even harder to do so now with the treads on its way out for Symmetrical up top. And Slardar is going to be punching pretty hard and fast.
Mid, they're just trading farm. Both are sitting at 35 last hits. Storm does have 5 denies more, but I would say that's quite typical of this matchup. But it should be a matter of farming, going to your small camp, farming.
I don't know, be interesting to see the sort of timings and how active Xantic can get before Branya's really able to turn up as a Storm.
The way these matchups usually go is just the rune rotations, which team can rotate more to secure these early runes, and can you find kills on them. And that can really dictate which mid laner is going to have a better time rotating in early on. And last game we saw that both supports are active in helping their mid secure runes.
See the attempt. Made actually on towards Aqua. Just a bit of a poke, continuing to keep Aqua pushed back. It's got the waveform, so it won't be completely threatened. And he's climbing his way back in the CS. 90 to 5 against the 28 for 1. The gap is closing as Aqua plays it safe. We'll see mid. Attempted set up here with a combo. It's going to be done quite nicely. Torrent as well. It's not enough. And was there a bit of stacking of stuns there, or?
A little bit.
A little bit, right, with the boat and the impale.
A little bit of a misstep, but even if they hadn't stacked that extra 0.5 seconds, I don't know if it would have been enough damage exactly.
Sure, it probably would have just been closer, but you're right, it might not have been quite enough. On top lane again, Pexu. It's just not a fun lane now for the AA.
That overcharged Slardar is a monster.
This is a good move from Branya. Might be enough to turn things around, and it is.
That's a really great first rotation from Branya. Yeah, there is a catapult mid that's going to do some damage to his tower, which is unfortunate, but they really did need help in this top lane. And if you can punish the Slardar and IO from making aggressive plays, it will lessen their potential to make these aggressive plays, right, if they can start to account for these rotations.
We'll see up top. See, Xantic's got more to offer. Can't quite hit with the Tidebringer. But it isn't, yeah, indeed, a lot of damage on this tower. These boots at the ready. It's got the boat up in a few seconds as well if they try and take a fight around this area. They're going to attempt to. Branya zipping in onto LeBron. Does get caught out. Can he catch him in the combo? He can't. Branya's able to juke it out. Will dodge the combo. Error. Falling low, but the catch is there with the Vortex onto LeBron. Branya will be able to turn and take down the Nyx Assassin.
Throughout that entire exchange, though, the catapult was hitting away at this tower. Look at it.
7 minutes in, this tower on the verge of falling down very early this game.
That's a tower you don't want to lose early on as a Storm Spirit. It makes your game so much harder. It gives the enemies access into your jungle, and you don't really have that safety net of being able to TP mid or having your supports TP mid.
See the move from mid lane, going to come out from into the breach. Xantic ready to see if he can get the catch onto Jibe. He has been having a pretty decent time down here on the Mars. They want to try and shake it up. Boat at the ready in 5.
Oh, he just finished up his soul ring. They could go for a play with Arena here. No, he's going to die.
No, Jibe. Is he going to try and throw anything out in return? He's not. He knows that there's no saving himself here. Successful move from into the breach. Gets the kill. We'll see Chicken Fighters maybe try and catch someone on the way back towards the mid lane. They do have the 3 of them around. We have a nice little bit of a stack here that Xantic will get his hands on. And they're going to go for LeBron. Didn't get the stun out quite in time. Nice dodge again from Branya. Quick movements as he plays around the Nyx Assassin. He's getting the kills here, Branya. 3 kills now. He's been able to pick up at the Storm.
And that's going to make a world of a difference, honestly. If you're a Storm Spirit instead of a Queen of Pain versus an IO, you just feel like you have more mobility, right? You don't have to hard commit on that kill the way a queen does. If she blinks in early on, for example, like if they don't get that burst, he's dead in a matter of seconds. Whereas in this game, Storm can zip in and zip out. So it should be a lot easier for them to take these fights early on. It should be easier for them to defend towers as well. So long as Baranya doesn't get caught out in a perfect Torrent Boat, Nyx Impale combo. He has the ability this game to actually strike back very differently than last game.
So again, sort of trying to poke some sort of reaction out of Aqua. Did see earlier up top, a bit of an unfortunate situation for Aqua and Jibe where unable to take down Symmetrical through that arena combo.
But honestly, Aqua is fine. He's back. He's got his Morbid Mask, he's got his treads, and he did leave the lane with more CS than Slardar. So it's going to be comeback time for Morphling. He's going to farm up the jungle.
We'll see in the mid. Backup is going to be brought in, and they've already lost to Xantic. Chicken Fighters holding their tier 1 tower here as low as it may be. Tanner will, of course, be able to take Symmetrical back out of there, but maybe getting a little too aggressive under the tower there into the breach, not quite respecting Chicken Fighters' ability to turn up and defend as they do continue to do so. Branya is looking for that bottle refill. He's going to be able to get it down bottom. This game continuing to stand in just as good of a place as Xantic's right now on the farm.
So the thing about this game, OD, is the scaling on the side of Chicken Fighters is way better this time around.
So they're getting very active. You know, this is not sort of the completely passive AFK farm of the early game Storm. Branya doing a good job getting involved in these early skirmishes, and it's looking pretty good for him so far. It's keeping it close, 6-3. They see back on the mid. They'll finally be able to push this tier 1 tower off the map.
Yeah, that tower was going to go down anyway. It just took too much damage earlier. And really good tower for them. I'm still pretty concerned for Into the Breach moving forward in this game, because the reason why last game they were able to be so explosive on the map was because they won their lanes and snowballed out of them. This time around, I can't say the same for them.
See bottom lane, trade of the support. Doesn't look like anything more. They're backing off for now. Marina's still on cooldown for 30 seconds, so Jiba doesn't want to commit to anything more. Xantic just keeping himself on the opposite half of the map. So got his eyes on the tier 1 tower, trying to work towards the BKB after the phase. Making sure that he's fully ready to turn up and ready to deal with that inevitable Orchid that Branya is closing upon.
This Orchid is going to be huge, honestly. They're going to be able to make all of these plays. That quick burst of the AA Blast plus the Storm Jump with the Orchid should be an easy backlane target dead. Ideally, actually, your target would be Nyx as a Storm Spirit. Just get him out of the way early on. He's too much of a nuisance. But later on with Vision and whatnot, it's going to be a dead IO. This is a nice smoke play by ITV. They do need to force something here, because if you're looking at this game on a greater scope, Morphling is farming. He doesn't feel pressure after the laning phase is over, and he's gonna outcarry this Razor just by way of what his hero is and what the matchup is like. Also, they've got the Willow factor, right? The potential Ags coming out of Morph later on. They don't really have anything to stop that.
Oh, that's, yeah. There's a lot of potential for Aqua with this game, and so far he's on a much better track than what he was in the first one. His team as a whole keeping a much better hold of the early game action, ensuring that Into the Breach do not get as out of control as they did in that first game of the series. Into the Breach.
They do have Blink ready on Slardar. So if they can find a pickoff here, this can start the ball rolling, so to speak.
Okay, whatever, dude. I just woke up.
The door?
Right now, and I'm like...
Yeah,
The door.
I mean, how close to the Slardar? He's getting there. I mean, is Branya going to stick around? Do you think Into the Breach is going to be able to set up on him here? Or is he going to clear the camp too
I
quick?
don't know if he clears the camp,
Yeah.
and Nyx scouts him out. Should be an easy
That's
kill,
true,
right?
actually. If LeBron can sneak down and get in with the...
But does he have a bash?
Carapace.
He does have a bash ready. He's got a bash ready on Slardar.
I think he's looking pretty dead. Unless his Spidey senses are tingling and he knows to not take that camp.
And Storm's got 1.1k HP. Just have treads on Slardar. Maybe he can keep hitting. IO isn't close enough to give that overcharge attack speed.
If they could set up with the spike spike carapace into impale, Symmetrical's able to blink in, bash, stun, second round of bash. I think that's going to be a dead storm. So, but maybe Branya senses something. We'll see. Let's have a look. Is he going to sense that there's something coming his way?
I'm just worried about the damage rate because there's no mana burn on Nyx.
Yeah, but they got the corrosive. This storm, he'll melt surely if they get him in the stuns.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Spidey senses for sure.
He does. He's aware of something. I mean, yeah, he's very aware.
Okay. He's got the Orchid ready now too. And they've revealed themselves with that D-ward, so Branya should be just fine here. Yep. All that theory crafting for nothing.
He did. Yeah, at the end of the day, Branya, he farmed it very safely.
And meanwhile, we've got Morphling working on his Orchid. Not his Orchid, sorry, his Manta Style. Just really nice stats early on. Should make it so that he can dispel Corrosive Haze as well.
Tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's actually going for a Scotty after the Manta, so this is going to be a full right-click Morphling. And yeah, when you look at this IO lineup, they've got, if they have the Scotty plus the Ice Blast, this IO should be negated from the game without even having to hard commit on him.
No, it's going to be a solid build. Shad, BKB still a little bit away. They're really waiting for the BKBs on their Razor and Kunkka before they get too aggressive as a full unit. Symmetrical has been trying to set up some action around LeBron, but it hasn't been falling into their hands as Chicken Fighters not getting caught out this game.
So the thing about Razor carry is he's not going to outfarm a traditional carry like Morphling, and he can only outcarry these traditional carries like Morphling or TV or Luna if he's playing on his timings, right? If his team is taking advantage of when he's strong and just being aggressive. But that's not really happening right now. And when I see a game slow down and I see a Morphling farming and a Razor farming, it makes me very concerned for Razor's team.
I think understandably so. It might just be less than 1k on the gold, but yeah, an AFK farming Morph is going to have quite the punch as the game goes on.
But they do seem to be aware of that, right? First item BKB again on Razor. They're going to try to take fights with it, which would make it so that he doesn't get speared away out of the link, he doesn't get terrorized away. But this time around, they don't really have this Ember, right? Their burst right now is Kunkka.
Xantic going for the Orchid after his BKB, so they do have some further catch for the Storm. At least force Branya to maybe consider getting a defensive item next on the build.
Which is nice, because as we saw last game, Owen, Branya's probably not the biggest fan of BKB. He had some Kai-Sand Lincoln Sphere build, which, yeah, it does work versus their heroes. It just wasn't enough, you know? Oh, they're talking amongst themselves.
They are. Heavy discussions here.
That's a cute little panda in the background.
It is. It's nice, isn't it? He's enjoying the gameplay.
Shad doesn't look too enthusiastic here.
No, he's in the zone. In the zone right now.
It's just they're lagging.
Lagging?
Yep. Tanner types lag in all chat.
There he is, the man himself, Tanner.
I saw some people on Reddit saying that they wish they could see the Dota Plus levels of the players. So since we're in a pause, I will tell you guys.
Oh yeah, go for the level. Yeah, some levels.
The standout level on ITV is actually Xantic, who's a Grandmaster tier Kunkka, if you guys didn't know. So that's really cool. Everyone else is just silver tier on Into the Breach.
I saw a gold tier. Who was the gold lad?
No, the gold tiers are all on Chicken Fighters. There's a gold tier
Fighters,
Willow, gold tier AA, gold tier Mars, and 2 master tiers on Storm and Morphling.
Ooh.
So they've got their comfort down here.
Chicken Fighters have got the medal advantage.
They've got the comfort. They got their heroes. Tanner is a bronze tier, IO.
Bronze tier?
He could just not have Dota Plus as well.
Well, I don't know. I think I've seen Tanner have some high levels on others. Maybe he's just a bronze IO. So far, it's been fine. He hasn't died. No deaths from Tanner this game.
That's true. You don't want your IO to die.
He's getting his mech.
Yeah, so my concern for ITV is just they're not really snowballing the way that their draft wants them to. And if you look at their lineup, it's very heavily dependent on Slardar going in first, getting a kill, just playing for pickoffs, right? Whereas Chicken Fighters have that safety in aqua farming, but they also have the added safety of having the overwhelming team fight. They have Arena, they have Terrorize, they have Ice Blast. So just the ease of execution definitely belongs to Chicken Fighters here. As the game extends, it's very concerning. ITV do have to make some smoke plays. They do have to try to play on their BKB timings. And that's probably what they're waiting for here.
Yeah, they must be close now though, right? What have we got?
Razor is about 400 gold away.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to have to. I mean, Manta's done on Aqua, so he's already at the point where there's more chances for him to dodge and dart away from any sort of jump that's brought towards him.
Easy dispel of the Corrosive Haze, which is probably his biggest concern right now, because outside of that, they don't necessarily have the best heroes for killing him outside of maybe a stun and everyone right-clicking him, right?
And Chicken Fighters themselves sort of always prepared for a fight that comes their way, but not quite as hungry for the action. Well, I said, okay, they are going to go for a smoke themselves, not bringing Aqua with them, so just the three. They want to see if they have enough with the Mars, you know, the Arena into Ice Blast combo to blow someone up.
If they find Shad here, he's 50 gold away. He just finished his BKB.
He's on the courier.
He's going to get there in time.
He's on the courier. It's too late. He's dead. They get him at the perfect time there, really. Seconds before the courier's able to make the delivery. Perfect catch there for Chicken Fighters.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Shad. Very sad, but really, really well done by Chicken Fighters.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they know, they'd sort of sense that with the slowdown from Into Breach, they were working towards these items, and Chicken Fighters realizing they can make a quick poke and kill at the point where they weren't quite done. They time it as close as it could get. It's back in action around the mid. Zantic, he has got his BKB. Will pop it out, stand his ground, so he doesn't get speared back to take down one. The boat coming over towards Branya, but Branya has just torn through both Tanner and Symmetrical. As that Slaughter, he didn't stand a chance at all in the front of this fight. Dies pretty much immediately. Chicken Fighter's still looking for more, maybe. They've got the setup, but they're going to zip in. They're going to look towards Shad. Shad's going to try and turn with the back of the turret. Will have the BKB to step back. Shad, I'm going to use that BKB just to run, though. No chance of sticking around and fight off the back of it. This Chicken Fighter's coming in with some good moves that, into the breach. They're getting knocked behind now, down 1k. It's early days, but it does look scary for Into the Breach.
Very scary. That's not the ideal first BKB usage for Into the Breach. That was their 9-second BKB on Kunkka and their 9-second BKB on Razor, and all they got out of it was an AA. They defended their tower a little bit longer, but that's not how you want to see it going when that's the timing that you're playing on. And you can see that Aqua has identified that his hero is very unkillable at this point in the game. Even with just one item, they don't have the heroes that deal with Morphling right now, and he's been joining these fights and he's been farming aggressively. He hasn't been playing the type of Morphling who just sits back and watches.
Oh, and I like this as well from Akri. I think he's sort of, okay, he was deciding between the Skadi and the E-Blade. He had the E-Blade as well queued back up. We'll see which way he does end up committing to, but maybe if he feels that the game is starting to flow their way quite nicely, an E-Blade would pay off. Good catch though down bottom, but not good enough in fact. He's going to be fine here. Waveform's still up. Aqua making it away. The backup's coming in. Symmetrical thinking about chasing, but the HP's too high. He can't keep going for this because the turnaround's in play. Jibe jumps into the arena. Tanner caught out in position. Shad's trying to get him with the BKB link onto Aqua, but he does not do enough damage to threaten this Morphling. Jibe, he will get taken out here, caught by the X-Mark combo. So they get the trade into the breach, but what can they do off the back of it? They still need something more than just a 1-for-1. They've got to try and find some objectives.
They did trade Mars for IO, which on paper is a better trade, but really it doesn't do so much for them at this stage of the game. Like you said, it needs to turn into something because they are playing on a timer. They're playing knowing that as they scale, they're going to scale worse. And yeah, going on that Morphling could have been great if he died, but he just pressed Manta, dispelled the Corrosive Haze, and suddenly they were out of damage. He managed his strength back to full and run away.
Yeah, they have to have absolutely everything really to have a chance of locking him down. The X-Mark, the stun of the Nyx, the Slaughter. Otherwise, Aqua's very, very likely to back out.
Actually, similarly to Chicken Fighter's last game, Into the Breach have mid-game damage issues, especially when they're looking to go on this morph.
Top lane, they've got the setup, the combo, root down as well. They are going to try and take him out, but it's not going to be able to do so in time. Tana cannot stay symmetrical there as the Ice Blast hits the Slardar head on. Into the Breach still trying to take the fight. They've got the combo onto Aqua. Is it enough? They did get the stun off in time, but Aqua Manta's up. Waveform also available, but he's actually not waveforming out in time. He does die. Didn't manage to zip out away from it. This time, a bit of a mistake from Aqua cost him his life. And Into the Breach now pick up Pexu as well off the back of that one there. I thought he would get out. And I think he had the opportunity to do so, but just a little slow on the waveform.
It's because he pressed his adaptive strike, his strength one. He couldn't wait for him because I had to cast that first. There's a bit of a misplay there. Maybe he thought it would be enough time to get out, but Razor had actually had a full static link duration and had more damage than he expected, probably.
And we see top lane, Zantic. They're not going to try and go for him, but he's got backup. Shad's here with Tana. Branya a little on the mana. Has he got enough to continue to burst through at Zantic? And Zantic still standing his ground. Branya really wants this kill. He needs one more hit. He will get it, but it's going to cost Branya his life. He's out of mana. Into the Breach. Haven't got any further catches. Jibbe and Era on the retreat. Blink is up for Jibbe. He's fine. Era, on the other hand, might not be quite as fine as they're hunting him down with the spirits. Doesn't look like Symmetrical wants to chase this down. Blink is up, but letting Era be here. So Era will manage to walk away. Good fighting back there from Into the Breach as Chicken Fighters, they lose Aqua, and then they try and take another move, they lose Baranya.
Yeah, these are ideal kills for Into the Breach. They got the two most important cores in the game at the moment, but in my opinion, it's just not enough, right? They need to find fights like this and do this over and over and over again for the next 10 minutes if they want to have a chance versus Chicken Fighters as we enter the late game. And the reason why Morph was actually able to die there is because he had wave formed in and didn't have a means to get away from the static link.
BKB done now on all three of their cores Into the Breach. But they have to keep this fight. We'll see it again here. Aqua trying to get things started onto Shad. Maybe didn't. I thought waveform was up. We'll see her at the end. Manta. It's there now, but yeah, absolutely bang on. Turning to opt to push back the Razor meant that he didn't have the time to zip to a safe distance.
So Nyx is working on his Ags right now, but he's only got a point booster. When he gets Ags, that can be very helpful, but I'm concerned for his ability to actually reach that timing this game. And this is what we need to see from ITV. We need to see them going for these smoke plays. They need to be bloodthirsty and aggressive here.
How can they find two juicy targets underneath this tower, but they are under it and out of vision. Jibbe, he's pretty high up on the priority as well, as that's their fight starter gone.
Absolutely, and with this Mars dead, Chicken Fighters have to be so careful.
They could do Roche. No Arena. It does have buyback. I mean, that's the question. If you know this is going on, do you buyback here if you're Chicken Fighters?
Ice Blast did come out. That might be enough to deter them. We'll see.
I mean, they really want to try and push maybe some reaction from the Mars. See if...
So I do think you want to contest this Roche because this Aegis is what's going to get them snowballing. And this is what we're talking about. They need to keep fighting. They need to keep fighting these good fights at this stage of the game. And Chicken Fighters is allowing them to have it. It's going to give them that perfect entryway to play the style of Dota that they need to win. I'm surprised they didn't go for the defense here. Maybe they thought it just wasn't worth it. Like, what if we buy back? What if we lose the fight? What if we overcommit?
Yeah, I guess
it safe.
It's always going to be rich because of the three BKBs. They know it's, you know, with the BKBs done on all three cores of Into the Breach, it's not as simple as it was before for Chicken Fighters to make those moves. Aqua was close to his next time, which he's now got done. Skadi complete.
And for sure, and now Storm is in a much scarier position because of the Kunkka's Orchid. That item is actually really great. And Storm cannot fight into this until he gets his BKB. So they're probably going to try to slow down as much as possible until Borania can be that initiator for them.
Yeah, this Halberd is going to be super effective as well against the Storm and the Morph. Especially when the Morph has, you know, gone for such a right-click build. It's going to heavily limit one of the two of them in these fights. A lot of control available from Exantic this game.
Agreed, for sure. Really good itemization coming out of Exantic.
Going to try and start things on Jibbe. Just a bit of a poke, though, as they know that Chicken Fighters, they do have the rest of them behind him, and they don't want to commit into a turnaround arena. Space is there for the top lane to be pushed upon those. Shad and Tanner, they'll start going for the tier 2. TP's coming in as well as smoke movement from Chicken Fighters. They want to hold this.
Shad almost has refresher too.
Oh, they're going to try and start here with the link, but in fact it gets broken immediately, so Aqua's not going to be able to take the damage back from Shad. Arena's down, but the BKBs are up from Shad and Xantic. Aqua has to keep his distance for now. Tanner will be focused down. See the zip fall from Brownie to finish him off, but he zips straight into the silence of the Orchid, and he's out of mana. Jump back in for Symmetrical, that's Brania gone. See buybacks coming out from both sides. Underneath the tower, Shad has been taken down the once, but he's got that Aegis ready for round 2. Brania comes in with the zip over towards LeBron. See them go back in on towards Shad. He's caught underneath the tier 2 tower. Shad will die. The buyback from Brania pays off and getting the Shad kill. He's going to try and look for more. He's over towards Xantic. Spear from Shibek, locking down the Kunkka. Xantic, he's going to go for the TP out, but he's not going to make it away. Adaptive strikes up as well as the pullback. They'll be able to fight here, Chicken Fighters, and whilst they take a few casualties themselves, the commitment of the buyback from Brania definitely makes sure they can swing it back in their favor and keep their tier 2 tower alive.
And just like that, Chicken Fighters dealt with the Aegis threat. Giving it away did not mean anything. They were able to kill Shad twice. They were able to kill Xantic, and it was all because of Brania's good buyback. It was a very important play to go on the IO there and just kill him, even at the risk of your own life, right? If you have the buyback here, you can go for things like this. And now he should be able to finish up the BKB with no concerns, because Into the Breach are not going to feel as confident without this Aegis.
Yeah, they're going to get a bit of space again, Chicken Fighters, and it's going to be difficult for Into the Breach. A little bit of back and forth. It's still only 2k, but the Aqua Morphling and the Brania Storm Spirit definitely seem to be the better scaling threats. Bit of a smile off the back of that fight there.
And Aqua's working on his BKB as well. They're going to have this Morph BKB timing with this Storm BKB timing, and it's going to be incredibly hard for ITV to actually burst any of these cores. They're just going to have to settle for these support kills while the cores kill the rest of their team.
Oh, maybe the DD rune here could be the shifting element for one of the teams. Xantic, he's not going to be able to get it in time. Brania, he's the one with the DD rune and currently invised up. He'll show himself mid. They can't set up onto him with the BKB. Pretty much impossible to catch unless he gets sneaked up upon by the Slardar or the Nyx Assassin. It's not going to be a catch that Xantic can start.
Shad did finish up his refresher. If Shad can get a full duration static link on Aqua, then Aqua's right-click build will be completely negated, right? If he can make it so that he's on top of that Morphling, ITV actually do have a chance to fight. But the issue with that is Morphling usually can just waveform away. The one fight where he was able to get a full duration static link on him was after he waved in. So Shad could try to hold the static link until Aqua commits to a kill. Now that I think about it, right-click Morphling does get a little bit countered by Razor in that sense, but just because the rest of his team's teamfight ability is so good and their ability to just engage and disengage is so good, Aqua shouldn't be that concerned here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Just trading control of both sides of the map. Seems to neither team quite wanting to head into each other, but I mean, you know, for Chicken Fighters, do you think we could see them start poking at the high ground? I mean, what's the play for them? Are they still just happy to take it slow?
Yeah, they're happy to farm up on Morphling and just wait for ITV to feel pressured, run into them, make a mistake. They could also go for a smoke play here. It's really up to them and what they feel like doing. I mean, they have their BKBs ready. They've got BKB DD on Storm. They've got BKB on Morph coming up.
I mean, that's the thing.
It's finished up already.
Yeah, with these done, they're going to be very strong. I mean, there's huge potential for Brania and Pexu, really, if they can isolate the perfect target at the start with the Ball Lightning and the Ice Blast.
They are going for a play.
Yeah, I think they're feeling pretty strong. They know whilst they could sort of hold back, they also have this timing that could hurt Into the Breach pretty badly.
And Tanner doesn't have his mech yet, so if they can find this IO in the backline, he will die pretty easily.
Yeah, especially if Pexu lands that ult.
trying to bait the storm here, but it's not working. They see through you, chicken fighters.
Yeah, they're completely separated out on the map here into the breach, getting a little bit more done whilst chicken fighters are sticking together as the 5. And what do we have? Going for the silver edge next to Xantic. Stepping up his way to get in and out the fight and put that damage.
If Into the Breach want to try to take the slate and outscale them, they're going to need a lot of damage items coming out of Kunkka. While his build is very clever, it doesn't necessarily do that much damage, right? And Razor, in order for him to do damage, he needs a corrosive haze target and he needs to be able to get a static link off. If these conditions aren't met, then it's really hard to burst anything that's not an AA in this game.
There we go. Branya. He's trying to hunt things out. He's found himself the IO. The backup coming in as well. Shad's going to go for the BKB TP out. Doesn't want to have anything to do with this and knows that that will save him for the most part. They don't have any way to stop that. So that sort of escape will work. Quite a long time now with Tanner down for 70, but we're seeing the difficulties that this IO will now have. It's not an easy game for the IO.
For sure. There's so much backline jump on the side of Mars, on the side of Morphling, on the side of Storm Spirit. It's a rough one for him.
And we're going to see.
And that was Io's dieback too, so...
And a bit of an attempted fight here. They kill off the AA. It's going to cost them the life of the Slardar, maybe even more. Xantic's got to go for the BKB TP out again. It will save him, but we really are seeing the difficult position that Into the Breach are playing in. It's not easy. They're just having to run every time that chicken fighters do start something now. And it's just hard to sort of see how that situation is going to change.
They could get error here with this next perhaps.
They've got their eyes on Aqua maybe, but BKB and a Manta on him is you're going to have to lock him down for the full combo. See if they can do so. Torrent into the boat. It's not going to be enough. In fact, do they want to turn this around? They do. They absolutely do. Aqua's ready to collapse back in onto LeBron. Attacking, of course, BKB is on cooldown. They've got the pull back with the Vortex. Some link-on-link action here going on between Aqua and Shaz. They still want another's damage. Jippe does go down. Aqua thinking about maybe going back for this, but in fact it's going to be symmetrical coming in onto Aqua. Manta's pop, move the corrosive haze. Peksu and Branya, what have they got to offer from the side? Branya a little low on the mana. Doesn't feel that he has enough to go back in on this. Aqua's going to look to reset TP out of the fight. Quick grab to stop the chase from symmetrical. Laying down the remnants as well. Lovely zip there as well, dodging the blink initiation from symmetrical. Peksu, he may just get left behind here. Tries to push them back with a psychic headband. Has he got any further help coming his way? He does not. 4-staff won't quite save him as he goes down.
Yeah, support life, Sag. He forced out Morphling, and it was on cooldown. Peksu giving his life for Aqua. But no, that was really well played by Chicken Fighters, even though we're looking at it now, and it's just currently, they've respawned on one hero, dead Kunkka for 2 dead heroes instead of Chicken Fighters.
Oh! They go for Branya, but Branya's got his BKB ready to pop. He's more than happy to fight this. Era comes in as well, so does Aqua. Symmetrical. He's got the mech heal from Tanner behind him sometime, but it's not enough. Branya zips him with the BKB, takes him out. They're getting an aggressive, perfect fear comes down, pushing back the turret, and the big one as well. Shad completely disabled there by the control of Era. Tanner goes down once more, and just the difficulties continue to become more and more apparent here for Into the Breach. These fights are getting so hard for them right now. They're down 10k.
Okay. When Razor static links you, what's the best counter? It's to run away, right? But no, there's another counter. You turn into him, you link him back, essentially making it so that nobody benefits from this.
Yeah, he's been doing it pretty robustly here. Very nice from Aqua.
That's funny.
And we're seeing here getting maybe baited into that illusion rune. And Tanner, he could only offer up so much sustain here for symmetrical. It's not enough at this point to outdo the damage that Chicken Fighters are just dishing out.
I don't know why it looks so funny to me. Yeah, so the issue that Into the Breach are facing right now is that anytime they can bait out a BKB on Chicken Fighters, then it just becomes such an easy fight because they're so dependent on the BKBs being up on Kunkka, Slardar, and Razor to take these fights that when they're down, it's so easy for Chicken Fighters to just commit.
Oh, we're going to see a fight attempted here behind the Breach. They commit with the BKBs to kill off Peksu. Roshan is still up. Boat comes crashing over, but the BKB is still up on Jibe. They're going to try and finish off the Roche by looks of it. Shad pops the refresh of the BKB. A big ice blast is going to come in, beautifully aimed there by Pexu, straight in the middle of the fight. And Xantix trying to steal this Roche, but he gets taken out. They throw everything into the Roche steal attempt there, into the breach, and it does not go well at all. They lose it all. 4 deaths. The Roshan Aegis Shard continues to go into the hands of Chicken Fighters. 17k up, 31 to 18. Chicken Fighters. Yeah, it's hard to see what you can do against a lineup this strong right now. Aqua level 25, Satanic in the Aegis, up to the high ground. No buyback on Shad. Chicken Fighters in prime position to do some serious damage to the base.
There's no answer for this Morphling right now. The only thing that they can do is something they tried earlier, which is get that Nyx Impale into the Kunkka bot and try to chain stun and kill him. But he's just too tanky, especially with the Satanic up now. They don't have the burst to surprise them like that or catch him off guard. And so long as Chicken Fighters are able to kite out these BKBs and go back in, these fights are so simple for them. They just really have the ease of team fight here.
Looks like Chicken Fighters will maybe eye up that final tier 2 top, continue to just hold complete control of the map, leaving no chance for Into the Breach really to leave their base. As yeah, Aqua and Branya just so far ahead of anyone else in the game right now. Massive lead in farm.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Storm's got Ags. I didn't even pay attention to that last fight. That Ags was ready.
He's got it all there, Branya.
So now they've got Arena into Terra, into Vortex, into Ice Blast.
And what pretty much with the minimum duration BKBs on all of Into the Breach now at this stage, of course, it's... Yeah, once those BKBs wear off the fight, it's pretty much over for Into the Breach's heroes.
Wait, Air's going Octarine Core and Willow? Dude, that's my favorite Willow build, actually. I've tried it a few times, and it just feels really good. It feels better than Sniper Willow. Or
I mean, it's just the uptime on the sort of the control and team fight. It's
because you get the Bramble Maze CD, and then you have the Shadow Realm CD on as well. All your spells are just so quick to come off cooldown.
Keeping all 3 waves pushed in. Chicken Fighters. We'll see how they want to strike. Oh, Tana.
Listen, all I'm saying, Owen, is that I got flamed for building Octarine Core and Willow.
Ooh, a little bit of a bait there. Actually going to get both BKBs out, though. Force the Xantix out, as Jibe having to use this as well.
I would trade Jibe's BKB for a Xantix any day.
Yeah. Well, because you feel just without the BKBs, it's still easier for Chicken Fighters to jump into the breach.
Because all Mars has to do really is just blink in Arena Spear, maybe soak up some damage with Bulwark and die. And then his job is done. Whereas Xantix needs to stay alive for as long as possible because they're so dependent on his Tidebringer with the Crystallis to do damage in these fights now. Spell Prison dropped. Oh boy.
Nice.
They give it to Willow.
Yeah, you know, give Era some cooldown reduction before he gets his Octarine done. I mean, even if he does, it's still, you know, quite a bit of money away.
It feels really good to have these Willow spells come out all the time. And with the Curse Crown plus the Shard, there are just so many brambles everywhere. And has Roshan spawned? Nope. 4 minutes left. Oh, they still have it.
They've still got it, yeah.
This game's been going on for a while.
They're just playing very cautiously right now, Chicken Fighters.
They still have it. I feel like it just ended.
With a full Daedalus, I believe, for Aqua now.
I suppose they're happy just poking away at Into the Breach's base, not having to hard commit the Aegis. I mean, I feel like they can, honestly.
I mean, if they continue to hold this position, it's just almost impossible for Into the Breach to turn it around. They're just stuck in their base. Stuck in their base with not much to say.
Okay, 30 seconds left. Do as much damage as he can.
Ah, Jibe. He's going to try and start off the action. They're going for this Nyx Assassin. They've got the combo there from Brand. You're coming in the Ice Blast as well. Out of 3 of them, the Fear from Era pushing them back. And Zantic and Shout booking the BKBs off. Shout's BKB soon to come to an end, and Branya knows he's trying to dive in to catch him post BKB, but can't quite do so. Shout, oh actually, oh no, he does go down there. He shatters to the damage of the Ice Blast. That's Shout out with no buyback. They kill off Piranha though. He does have buyback. Probably not going to want to use it himself, so we'll see probably Chicken Fighters settle back for 2 more minutes.
That was actually Branya's first death from the first Aegis. That fight that they took at the top tower, he hadn't died since then. I was just going to get the dieback timer out of the way. He's probably not going to have to buy back. And yeah, why not? Just clear the timer.
Well, the question is, can they go for a play with their Storm dead? I mean, there's no Razor.
It feels like they can, honestly, right? They've bait out the BKBs, and there's really not that much they can do. And there is a Nyx buyback there. If they can kill him again,
yeah,
they lose a lot of their high ground defense capabilities.
And Aqua's got the damage with his Daedalus.
He feels strong enough.
Oh, shit. Oh, he's going to get caught. He's caught by the Spike Carapace there off the back of his initiation attempt. Fortification will come out. We'll see from the side. Aqua to trying to stun control LeBron. They'll be able to do so. That's LeBron going down. Waveform 4 from Aqua. He's taken out at Zantic. No buyback on the Kunkka. Looks like Symmetrical also beaten down by Aqua. At this point, this Morse far too huge to deal with. Everybody's dead. No buybacks available. Shad, he'll be back in 10 seconds, but there's no one else to back him up. GG is called. Chicken Fighters, they strike back well in this game too. Very solid showing there he is as well. Aqua on the morph. This time around, he really got to have his fun as the carry. 10-1 and 30.